guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Mellissa, and today I'm going to be talking about 3 nightmares that I have had in the past week and a half. Before I start these stories, I just want to say I know I haven't been posting much, but throughout summer I'm going to be posting a bit more. If you go to my Instagram, I'm going to be having polls on what you think I should do, so it'll be either this or that. I might not do exactly that, but I just want to know your thoughts, opinions and stuff. So yeah, if you're new to my channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I'll definitely be doing more videos throughout the summer, I'm sure of it. So let's get into the nightmares. The first nightmare I had was a week and a half ago, and this one starts off with me and my boyfriend walking into like a basketball court, but it's like an indoor one. And it's like exactly the same one as like in my secondary school, really weird, but anyway. We're walking through and one of his friends are there, and I've talked to his friend but I've never seen him, I've never met him. And he introduces me to his friend, and then my boyfriend walks off and I'm just talking to this person. And I don't remember what we were talking about, it's irrelevant anyway. And I turned around to like walk off, and then I fell into like a clothes rack and I pulled down some clothes. And then I put them back on, and then like the lady pushing them was like, she wasn't having it, like she wasn't accepting my apology. She was like, come with me. And I was terrified because I never ever get in trouble. So she was pushing it, she left the court, and then we went into like a different room. It was like a really narrow, really dimly lit room. Like the only light that was coming was from a projector, and there was like a whiteboard projector on like one side of the wall, very school-like. And I'm standing like opposite it. It's kind of close, like it's probably, it's not far. And so I'm standing like opposite it, and then my politics teacher is standing next to the board, and he's just shouting at me. Not shouting at me, he's like talking very violently. It's not like vocabulary violently wise, just like tone violently wise. I don't know what I'm saying. And so he's kind of just getting like, just talking at me. And then I feel really weak. I feel like I'm about to pass out, and I'm like, ooh, ooh. And I eventually do pass out. I feel myself like fall on the floor, and like I just knock out. And so I continue to hear him shouting at me, but this time he's telling me to wake up. And this, I think, happened because like during my kind of last politics lesson before that dream, I was feeling really tired, like I was about to pass out any minute, and I was just trying to stay awake. I was just like, my eyes just kept going, ooh. And it was awful because I couldn't concentrate, I couldn't do anything. And because my lessons are really long, we have a break in between, and I fell asleep during my break, and I was like, I just knocked out, and I woke up and we were talking about Allier. Completely irrelevant, but there we go. And so it was probably from like the fear of falling asleep, I fell asleep, and I got really angry that he was shouting at me because I hate being shouted at, and I was just getting angry like, it's not my fault, I'm tired, stop shouting at me. And I just wanted him to stop shouting and just be quiet. And then I ended up like shouting, like I ended up waking up shouting, shut up. And I was very loudly, very angry, and I woke up, but I was in my bed, like my actual bed in my room, and everything was how it was. Like I think my lamp was on, and that was on, and yeah, everything was normal. But the thing is, when I woke up, I got so angry, and I like to grab things like all the time. Grabbing things is like my favourite. It just makes me feel more comfortable. And when I woke up, I grabbed my phone, like as an instinct. I grabbed it, and then I cracked it in half. Like when I cracked it in half, it was like, not like half, but like vertical half. And it was really weird because I have a fear of always doing that, and by this point you can tell it's actually still a dream because no one can do that. And I broke it in vertical half, but like it was still together, it was just like, it still worked. And then I woke up and I went to text my boyfriend to tell him that I was awake. I've just woken up, I've had a really bad nightmare. And then like I didn't want to be awake, if that made sense. Like it was really scary to me, I just wanted to go back to sleep. And so I was just like, what do I do, what do I do, what do I do? And I was really panicking about like falling asleep, so I was staying awake even. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna go outside and I'll figure it out. I was standing upstairs and like I'm looking at my phone, but like my screen is like, it's like new, it's like there's no cracks on it, and you know when like the sun hits your screen and you can't see your screen at all? That's exactly what it was like. I couldn't see my screen. It was like I was trying to look where the sun was, but the thing is there was no light in this there was no light anywhere other than like my room with the lamp. There was no light because it was night and it was dark, and I'm trying to look at it and I can't see anything, and I moved towards like the top of my stairs, like there's a little thing, and I'm just leaning on it, and there looks like there's a piece of card on my screen now, like a piece of brightly coloured card, and I can see this perfectly. It's like there's a light just specifically on that area, and it was a piece of blue card with the Muppets on it, and I was thinking, why the hell were there Muppets on my screen? And I was so confused, and I was starting to like panic, like I was genuinely really scared because I just wanted to go to sleep and I was scared and I didn't want to see my friend, I didn't want to do anything, I was just losing it. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to go talk to mum. So I turned around, went to mum's door and I knocked on her door, and literally as soon as I finished knocking on her door I woke up. But like, I was terrified, and I woke up and everything was how it was in my dream, if that makes sense, except for my phone broken in half. The light was on, like my room was in the same state as it always is. I have a lock on my door, and in the dream my door was unlocked. In real life my door was unlocked. Everything was exactly the same. And before I fell asleep, this is going to explain the Muppets bit, before I fell asleep I was watching a YouTube video and I didn't pause it because it must have paused when I was asleep. And when I woke up I saw that the screen had it was on a Barclays ad, and the Barclays ad have like a Muppets theme, and it was blue because Barclays. That's probably why I saw that thing on my screen before. And that was really weird. But to think that that happened, I must have opened my eyes during my sleep, saw that, registered it, and then put it into my dream, which is really weird. And I'm gonna tell you guys two things. So the beginning of that dream, it was in third person, so I was looking at myself doing whatever I was doing. And I want to call that like the first part of my dream. The second part of my dream was in first person. So when I woke up, I saw my phone, I left, and everything I saw was like how I would have seen, like just if I was awake normally, which is why it was really weird. And the whole duration of that dream, and I know you think, how do you know how long your dream lasts? Is because just before I fall asleep, I will text my boyfriend telling him I'm going to sleep now. And then as soon as I wake up I'll check the time and I'll see like the time difference, and that dream lasted half an hour, and that doesn't seem, it seems kind of long because it is, but it's not, if that makes sense. It's like, it's half an hour to have a dream like that is really weird. So that happened in half an hour. That was the first dream. That freaks me out. Alright, so now we're going to go to the second dream. The second dream, this is the weirdest dream. This is the weirdest nightmare that I've had by far, like ever. So this one was awful, like awful. It starts off, the part one of this dream, so third person, I'm with my boyfriend. No, I'm not with my boyfriend this time. He isn't it. I'm walking through the XL Centre. Now, if you don't know what the XL Centre is, it's just like a dead Westfield. Like, there's no one ever there unless there's like Comic-Con or whatever. But I'm walking through and there's like a couple chairs just set up in the middle. There's like a little board, like a white screen thing, and people just watching. It's like, I think it's like a little talk happening. Like, the lights are normal though. Like, it's not like a designated cut off bit for that. Like, it's just there. And my boyfriend's sitting like one of the further end chairs, like towards where I'm walking, and next to him is his friend. And so I walk past and I see him, I'm like, I'll talk to you after, yeah? And so I continue walking, and then his friend gets up and starts following me. I'm like, this is a bit weird. So I continue walking, and there's a vending machine, and I stop at the vending machine to have a look, and then his friend continues to like follow me. He comes up to the vending machine and he points at something and he goes, I want that. And I look at him and I go, okay. And then I just continue walking, and then I turn around, and when I turned around there was like a bed, right? And it was really weird. And so I was thinking, yeah, I'll have a nap while I wait for him. So I jumped in the bed, and then I started hearing this like tapping noise. It was like, not like that. I have no idea what it was like. You know when you hear like a suitcase escape where like rollerblades go over an uneven pavement? That's exactly what it sounded like, and it was really weird. And I thought maybe it's just like from the outside, and like I'm just hearing it in real life, so that's why I'm thinking of it. And And so I jump in bed, I'm hearing this tapping noise, and I'm like falling asleep. And then as I'm falling asleep in this bed in my dream, I'm thinking, what if someone kills me? Like, that is the first thought I have. I'm like, I'm really scared of just falling asleep somewhere. I'm like, what if someone gets me? Like, what if someone just comes up and just murders me? I'm really trying to wake up now. I'm really scared. I'm super scared at this point. And then I wake up. I could have sworn I was actually awake. And what happened was I woke up, I was in my bed, and I was like laying on my back, and like my hands are just like here. It was a really weird sleeping position, right? And so I'm just laying like that, and then I can't move, and it's like, it's a bit weird, and I just can't move, and I'm like, I'm trying to move my head, but I can't, so I just look around, and then I have a bed directly opposite my, I have a mirror directly opposite my bed, and it's like laying on my radiator, and I look at the mirror, right? There was like a figure in the mirror wearing like a black cloak and tapping on the mirror, and that's where I'm hearing that noise, like that noise with the suitcase and uneven pavement noise, and I'm hearing that, and he's just tapping on the thing, and that's what I think it is. Maybe it's someone actually tapping on my mirror, and that's why I'm hearing the noise. And so I'm looking, and this like figure I can't see its face, but it's facing me. And it's like an actual Reaper. It's like death was in my mirror, because like the fingers weren't real, they were skeleton. It was skeleton now. And it was just facing me, it was tapping on the mirror, and I was so scared. Because I couldn't move. I couldn't move. And then I tried to scream. Because I couldn't move, that was the only thing I could do, was scream. I tried to scream and I couldn't scream. It wouldn't work. And then I realised I'm having sleep paralysis. Because I've had it 3 times before, I know exactly what it's like. If this was real, it would have been my 4th time, and honestly I do want to class that as a 4th time because it was frightening. I don't know. But anyway, my ceiling lamp was on, as it was in real life, but it was on in my sleep, and everything, again, how it was. My room was stay, my lamp on, my curtains closed, my door, whatever. Actually, that's where it gets a bit different. So I'm laying there, and I am dying, literally. Like, I feel like my soul is just like breaking because I can't do anything, and I just feel so weak, so useless, you know what I mean? Like, had no power. And I was like, I need to wake up, I told myself in my head, I need to wake up. So I closed my eyes, took a deep breath, and then I just like was reborn, right? And then I like closed my eyes, and like, you know when you're like trying to really just, I woke up, but like I could only speak, like it was only coming back to me in pieces, so I couldn't really move yet, but I could speak. And then the first thing I said was mum, 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 and I kept saying it in like kind of a heavy tone. I was like, mum, mum. I didn't want to shout it, I didn't want to scream, I just wanted to say it, see if she would come, because I didn't want to like startle the demon in my mirror apparently. So I'm just shouting, and she can't hear me, and it's really frustrating me. And then I scream her name one time, not her name, I scream mum one time, and then she comes and she knocks on my door, she tries to, and she's like, oh no, and I'm thinking, what? And my door is locked, right? My door is locked, so she can't get in to save me from this demon. And I'm thinking, she doesn't think I'm serious when I scream her name. She probably thinks there's like a spider in my room or something, because it didn't seem like she was concerned. She probably thought I screamed because I was like scared of something small. And that's what really annoys me as well. And I was like, I need to get out, because no one's going to save me other than myself. And so I ended up like being able to move. And so I got up, and I swear to God, I stuck myself to this wall as I tried to get out, because I didn't want to be anywhere near that mirror. So I got up, I walked around, and I went, unlocked my door, and as soon as I opened my door, I woke up, and I couldn't sleep after. I genuinely couldn't sleep. I was so scared. After that, you know, I checked everything. My ceiling light was on, everything was on, and I checked my door, but my door was unlocked, and I can't remember whether or not I locked it, so that's kind of freaky. Why is this person just playing music? And since I've had that dream, I've not locked my door, because I'm so scared that I'm just like gonna get caught in like the spirit world and not be able to leave, you know what I mean, like in Insidious with Dalton, and he's like stuck. Yeah, that's gonna happen to me, right? I'm gonna be drifting throughout the spirit world, my door's gonna be locked, and that's it. The monster could come through my mirror and eat me. That was my second dream, and this dream was actually the worst because it happened within a span of like maximum 9 minutes, because I texted my boyfriend as soon as I was gonna fall asleep, and then not as soon as I fall asleep, yeah, no, as soon as I fell asleep, and I fell asleep. Now when I woke up, I fell asleep at like 1:15, right? 1:15, and then I woke up 1:24, and that was the scariest 9 minutes of my entire life. So that is why I hated that nightmare so much, because it was so short, so much happened. I had sleep paralysis, I saw a demon, I got locked in, no one could save me. It was horrible. And then anyway, we move on to the third nightmare, and this one was a bit different. It didn't actually have like a first part, it was only the second part with the first person view. And this one was weird. So I was laying down in my bed, fell asleep obviously, and then I woke up and I was crawling out of my body. Like, I don't know how to describe it. You know in like horror films when they show like possessed children and they're moving and they're twitching and they're always like crawling on the floor? That's how I was moving, that's how I felt. And it was like I was just crawling along my floor, and then I ended up like grabbing my way up to my mirror, and like as I said before, my mirror's on a radiator, so I grabbed up and I pulled up and I looked at myself in like the corner of my mirror, and I stared at myself dead in the eyes, and I didn't have a pupil. Like I only, like my iris was extremely green. Like my eyes are a dark green anyway, but my irises were extremely green and I had no pupil. And I know it's always the other way around, but that's just how it was for me. And I was staring, and like the way I was moving my head was just like that. It was really weird, and I was scared, you know. But when I was like crawling around, like my vision was very blurred. Like I could only see like cream blurs, like cream grey black kind of blurs. I couldn't make out anything. It was so awful. It's like I had no senses until I looked into this mirror and I saw an alternate me. And I was wearing this shirt, and I swear to God, I'm never gonna wear this shirt again. It's a blue checkered shirt. And I was staring at myself and I just got really scared. I was like, is this me? But like I didn't think much of it in the dream, but I was just staring at myself for only a little while. And then I woke up. And that was all that dream was, well, nightmare. I want to say it was a nightmare because like as soon as I woke up, I felt scarred. Like I couldn't look at my mirror. As soon as I got up, I took my mirror out of my room. Like my mirror is no longer in my room. I'm never gonna put that in there. And funnily enough, since I took that mirror out, I haven't had like a nightmare. I've been able to sleep fine. Maybe it's just like a psychological thing. I don't know, but maybe it's like an actual spirit, you know? What if like I was possessed briefly? That would be weird. So yeah, I took that out. It's in the room next to mine. I'm never gonna have that back in my room. I doubt I could ever really have a big mirror in my room. I have a small one to do my makeup, but that's about it now. Like after I woke up, I couldn't look at myself. Those were my 3 nightmares in a week and a half. If you have had anything similar to what I've experienced, please comment down below or DM me, comment, anything. Please tell me, because I need to know that I'm not going crazy or I'm not being possessed, because that wouldn't be fun. Just start like coughing up moths and roaches. So yeah, thanks for watching guys. If you did enjoy this, please make sure you like this video, and if you're new to this channel, subscribe, because I will be posting more, I promise. And of course, go follow my social media, just one of them. Just follow my Instagram, I'll leave the link down below, and that's all I have to say. Thanks for watching guys.